dudes and potential dudettes. This is part 3 of kitbashing one of these here Stormcasts into a Kroot Demon Blood Crusher. It's like a 3-tier kitbash proxy, if you will. What I'm going to do here, because I've been neglecting to the last 2 parts, because nobody's come to hang out with me anyway, so it's been just kind of me talking to myself. I'm going to flip this camera around and show you where we're at so far. I did already post, of course, as always, the work in progress pictures over on the Patreon, so if you're interested in seeing those, you can go check that out. But here we are. There we go, so we're flipped around. So here is where we are at so far. So we've got the beak more or less finished, and pretty happy with that. I ended up going a fair bit bigger than I thought I would, but I'm quite happy with the shape of it and how that's turned out. The other main things we've done is we have added Kroot feet to the end of these nightly armored legs, complete with a little green stuff stirrup, which needs to be tidied up a little bit, but not too bad. We just started kind of gluing on some various little like Kroot, bits and bobs. And then, so we've shaved off a lot of the emblems, especially on the torso there. We've replaced this arm with a Kroot arm. And then instead of the like armored handhold thing that was there, we made this nice little rope that connects into the straps for the harness for this thing. So that's pretty good there. We used a little bit of green stuff to smooth out the armored abs. Got to look at the other foot there. But yeah, so that's where we're at so far. And I'm pretty happy. It's gonna be these Kroots. Maybe they ate a whole bunch of Black Templars. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, they're very, very knightly. I do have some more chaotic bits. I might even like rip off that shoulder bit because I have a more chaosy one I can use. But for now, that's where we are. There's going to be probably quite a bit of just me talking. And then anytime I do something interesting, I'll try to remember to flip it around. And as with last night, there will probably be at least 2 parts tonight, so if I don't get that much done this one, feel free to come hang out again in the next part, which will be in, I don't know, maybe like 2 hours or so. But as I'm just starting here tonight, I'm going to just be getting my stuff out right now and getting all situated. I was not 100% prepared. Where's my knife? There's my knife. Green stuff. Oh, hey, Penguin. Glad to see you're able to make it to this one. So, what we might do, so what I have here is I have some extra bits from the World Eaters 8-bound. And they came with a bunch of extra shoulders, as well as some extra like axes and weapons and stuff. So what we might do is we might swap the shoulder for one of these more chaosy ones. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, just because I don't want it to feel too Space Marine-y. Like he's already like. Going to be like an armored knightly Kroot, which is already kind of getting into Space Marine territory, and I don't want that. I think as soon as I put the head on, that's really going to change the impression. And I'm just looking at it right now, so I'm just putting a head on the rider. I'm definitely going to have to green stuff our boy here a neck, quite a bit of a neck, but that's alright. And then I have a bunch of extra chaos swords, because the swords that come with this, of course, I can clip it off here even. The swords that come with these are very not chaosy, very knightly. Of course, these are the Age of Sigmar good guys. I don't know how that's going to focus. It wanted to for a second. The front camera is always no good. Anyways, they're not a very chaosy sword, so they also don't. I don't know how hard I'm going to commit to the like, does it need to have a Kroot hand? But I do think I have. I do think I have the right Kroot hands to do that if I want. A little bit of a trial today. It will be. It will be. Kroot arm also quite a bit longer than human arm, I'm noticing. So that might look odd, but we'll work our way through it. I would like to not have to chop up a different Kroot rifle if I don't have to. Probably I'm gonna have to. I guess I could just use... I could full on just use like a bloodthirster hand holding the sword. It's definitely an option. Why am I not seeing the part that I needed now? Oh, there, I found it. Oh shit, we got 4 people watching right now? Wow. Turn up chat, turn up people. It's a lot more than last night. If you're curious what we're working on, just rewind the video a little bit. Just talking about it there. I feel like right now I'm feeling like what's that meme? Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, just like, ah yes, it's all coming together. Been bitten by the Star Wars Legion bug, and then found out that no one plays Star Wars Legion. Man, I had that happen too. That's funny. Yeah, it's definitely not as popular as 40K, but I think it does have a decent fan base. I mean, it's Star Wars. Obviously, a lot of people do like Star Wars. Is that the right arm? I think that is the right arm. Oh, we're gonna have to do... I hate this. I hate when you have to do... This is gonna be... This is gonna be like a... Oh, this is gonna be like a melee arm. That's gonna be like a 4-piece connection. So I've got the knight shoulder that goes to about here, and then I got to do Kroot forearm, Kroot hand, and then sword being held by the hand. So wish me luck. These are always a freaking nightmare to do. But at least for this first guy, I would like to put the effort in and do it properly, or like as good as I am able to. Generally, that's kind of how I do it, where the first one is always the best one. Even though I don't believe, like, this isn't the squad leader. So I'll have to go a little extra on that guy too. Jesus, just about dropped that piece. I guess goals for tonight. What are goals for tonight? I guess the goal for tonight would be to have the rider more or less finished, and then I can spend tomorrow night just working on the mount. I think that's reasonable. Probably what I'll do here is I'll just get a little bit of green stuff going here just so I can kind of use it almost like blue tack and start dry fitting these pieces. I think that'll be the plan, because yeah, I think this is going to be too much for me to just try to eyeball. Although it's not looking too bad so far, I gotta say. We might get lucky and then this isn't as horrible as I'm imagining as it's gonna be. I certainly have been surprised positively before. Well, it does not happen very often. Yeah, you know what? Wow. I think this is going to be not as bad as I thought. Well, I'll be darned. Alright. I'll take it. Here for small victories. Alright. I'm actually going to go ahead. This is wild. It's wild content we're getting here. I'm going to try and just glue on the Kroot forearm, kind of right off the bat. My glue is crusting over, that's always good. Good start. Glue on the Kroot forearm right off the bat. Maybe a terrible idea. And then we'll work with the wrist and weapon separately. I don't know how well you can see. So this right here, I just glued on that Kroot forearm there. And then, so then I've got this, which is a Kroot hand from the rifle. So that will be the lower part of the weapon, and then up here on the top, I'm gonna have to attach like a, I don't know. Let's see what I got in my little box of bits here that I brought. It might just be, I might just use like a blood. What are the small corn demons? Are they bloodletters or bloodthirsters? I always mix them up. Anyway, either way, I have a ton of their swords, so I can use those. And then, like I said, I have one sprue of World Eater's 8-bound stuff, and that does have some of the like chainsaw things on the end of it. Although I actually brought this because I thought I could kind of steal some of the little armor pieces off of it. We'll see how that goes as well. That's certainly a possibility. Did I miss a message there? Oh, what was this? There can't be a droid attack on the Wookiees if I can find anyone to be the Wookiee. And then I find that if I put on the hand before the arm goes on the body, I put the hand at a weird angle. Yeah, but it's right. Is it not like a double-edged sword though, right? Because you have a better shot at it all being stable if you get the whole if you're doing like arm, hand, weapon. If you glue that all together first, and then let that all settle, and then put as a complete thing, put that on the model, you've got a better chance of nothing like popping off halfway through when you're trying to hold it together. But like you said, then you're just shot in the dark. You're hoping that the angle's right for the model, and then you go to put it on, and you're like, frig, I actually needed to rotate the wrist slightly. So I usually always go the way that is more prone to breaking, and inevitably something like I'll have it all together, and then I frickin' breathe, and the weapon pops off, and then I gotta wait for it all to dry fully, Maybe need to get some green stuff involved to hold it together better. It's very annoying. I can't decide. Can't decide what sort of weapon I want to have for this guy. Although I'm looking at the actual kit now that this is from. We might be able to get away with making some sort of chainsaw spear thing, which would be pretty rad. I don't have any weapons like that for my Kroot so far, but who's to say they can't? Why can't they have one? Although that will be adding a whole nother connection piece to this thing, which is definitely a downside. What to do. I think we'll go the easy route just for this guy. Maybe we'll go extra fancy on the squad sergeant, whatever he may be called. And we'll use... Jesus Christ. I don't know if that got on camera. The freaking hand on this just shot like 4 feet this way. Went over top of my my bag of stuff. Oh yes, the two most compatible weapons, chainsaw and spear. Yes. And they're called a chain glaive. Very popular with Night Lords and Lord Discordance. I like those a lot. I like them a lot because they look cool. They look cool. They don't look like they would be very effective, but then again, none of the chainsaw weapons look like they'd be very effective, but here we are. This is 40k. Oh, penguins. Did you watch the Iron Warriors animation that they did, like from Warhammer Plus? Did you get to see it yet? If you didn't see it, let me know. I know a place where you can watch the whole thing, maybe for free if you don't have Warhammer Plus. I might have that insider information. And like that, I have just guaranteed I will never be endorsed by Games Workshop, but oh well. Such is life. Because it was very, very good. It's by far the best thing they have put out from Warhammer Plus. Brother, okay. There's a YouTube channel. It's actually really good. Highly recommend subscribing. It's called Counterpoints. I think it's just called Counterpoints. And so every single show from Warhammer Plus, I believe every single show, he does a review of it. And so basically he puts the whole episode up on YouTube, and then just every so often he pauses it or whatever and gives his little like commentary on it. But so you can watch the whole thing on his channel. I don't have Warhammer Plus either, but I really wanted to see that new Iron Warriors one they put out because it looked really good, and so I watched it on his channel. And his commentary is good. Like, he's a good, like, informative guy. Highly recommend his channel. He has a lot of cool videos on there. He does other stuff too. He's like former military and former law enforcement, so he'll do like commentary on like real world stuff too. Seems like a pretty cool, interesting guy. But yeah, if you want to watch some cool Warhammer animations, yeah. So yeah, like, you know, like the whole Blood Angels show they had on there. Like, I know he's been doing episode by episode. What's funny is, I think every time he puts one up, he gets hit with the like copyright strikes and stuff, and then he has to spend time, like, I don't know, fighting it or clearing it or whatever. So they kind of have come out like out of order. But I think he has them all out now. I think he's all like caught up. Yeah, highly recommend that. So then you can watch them. You know, like they've got the They had that Exodite one with the Tau and the Eldar, and then the Blood Angels one, all of the Hammer and Bolter ones that were kind of meh, but I mean, the thing with Warhammer animations is, right, like, I think we all just kind of want to see, we just want to see, like, as much stuff from our universes as possible. Not necessarily expecting any of them to win any awards or anything. Although it is nice when they actually put out a good one. Okay, so we've got the sword made. It is relatively level looking. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Put another little blob of glue for good measure. Okay, and now I need some kind of little spike for the bottom. Fortunately, yep. I knew this 8-bound kit had a lot of spikes on it, so. Got one that's the right size right here. I can just pop off for the little spike on the hilt of the sword. You'll be so happy, Penguins, because your Tzeentch fan, I finally bought some models to make Tzeentch Kroot. Bleh. So I have some stuff now to make a unit of Screamers and a unit of the what are they called? Blue Horrors. Blue Horrors. Them there, guys. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The thing that was holding me back the most was honestly the way that horrors are, how they are, how pretty much you don't just make one unit of 10, you then have to make the Brimstone Horrors, or if you're doing Pink Horrors, you might have to do Brimstone and Blue Horrors. Like, that's what was really getting me, because I'm like, I can make 10 cool Tzeentch Kroot, but then I might have to actually make like 30 Tzeentch Kroot, and like they're all like Pink Horrors are already kind of small, and then I need to make smaller. So I was like, it was tough finding models to work with that idea of them like splitting and stuff. But I'm at least happy with what I've come up with for the Blue Horrors, which is what I have. And the base model is actually the new Chameleon Skinks that came in their like warband type box. So I got those guys. that I'm pretty stoked about. Alright, I think we've got this sword just about good. Literally a stream where people can watch me glue. I'm sure it's very entertaining. But there we have it. And my friend Lucas just popped by. He's the custodian player of our group, Filthy Imperial. Scrape the mold lines off this old Kroot head. I shudder to think about exactly how many Kroot heads have I scraped the mold lines off of. We're probably approaching 100. Probably approaching 100. Ooh, it might actually be more than 100. Dang. I have cleaned up probably more Kroot heads than any other model I own. Which pretty well makes sense. But that is a lot. That is a lot. Do I have... This would be interesting. Do I have some chains in here? If I do, that will make what I'm trying to do a lot easier. Oh, we might be in luck, boys. I got some chain here. We do got some chain. Just the one kind. Oh, not even just the one kind. There's a little tiny bit of another one in here. Haha! Glorious. Glorious. We love to see it. Now, how I usually apply chains is I do a blob of glue and I stick the very end of the one bit of chain to it. Oh, why is that hardened up already? Tragedy has struck already. And then, yeah, just kind of as I loop it around, put a little blob of glue into each spot. And then I spin the actual model. There we go. Not too shabby. He's got some chain on his arm now. Wow. And then I was going to just do a small piece just kind of across his chest. Don't need very much for that one. That will look good and Cornish. Okay. There we go. Oh, I missed a comment. So I hope they never redo the Kroot kit. Yeah, that's one that they could leave for sure. Tomorrow I'm going to do a 4-person free-for-all with... Oh, I missed it. 4-person free-for-all will only monsters plus some support, and my Magnus is going to get stomped. I mean, of all the monstrous creatures in 40k, is Magnus not one of the... He's got to be on the upper side of that, no? It's a little bit sad if he isn't. The freaking Primarch. Be better than most. I guess maybe not if he's against some of the other Primarchs. Going against Nids, Death Guard, and Space Marines. Oh, and so you're only bringing monsters, so it's like Magnus and like Demon Engines? Yeah, I guess that's probably pretty tough. If it's only... So what are the Space Marines bringing then? Just like all Dreadnoughts? Nids, obviously, lots of monsters there, even most of their HQs. Magnus has got to beat. Could go down the Knight route. Let me see, Magnus and some Demon Engines. Magnus and some Demon Engines, or a bunch of Knights. I think Magnus and Demon Engines is cooler, honestly. I'm just never very impressed with Knights anytime I play against them or with them. 1,000 points. So what's it? Magnus would be like half of that, right? So you could I'm not sure exactly what all you have for Demon Engines, or like other big stuff, like I guess like Hellbrutes and stuff, but I don't know. You could probably fit, like, if you're taking Magnus, you could probably fit like him, and depending what they were, you could maybe do like him and 3 other things, so like 4 models total. I guess doesn't sound like a whole lot. I don't know. 1,000 points is kind of tricky. It's so few. I guess if it's 4 people though, like there's gonna be a good amount of stuff on the table. I have to make a pretty long neck extension for this guy because just the way the armor is on this knight type body. That's what I'm doing here. I just mixed up some green stuff quick to start messing around with his head position. There's certain things to green stuff that are fun, and then there's certain things to green stuff that are absolutely not, and necks that are like still loose, definitely not fun. Every little move you do is moving the whole position of the head. At the same time, you're trying to just get it to stay still. Probably a better way I could have done this, now that I think about it. I'll have to improve this process for the next one. Sorry I'm not talking very much. This is requiring more concentration than I would like. Yeah, definitely need to do this better next time. The last time I had to sculpt a Kroot neck on the fly like this was for Kroot Shadow Sun. I remember that being a big pain too. Okay. Reasonably happy with that. And gotta probably kill the stream here, but I'll flip the camera around real quick so that you can see where we're at. Proper chaotic nightly Kroot here. Getting there anyway. It is getting there. Anyways, with that, I will end that one, and I'll be back in the next part. See ya.